Hello again, and welcome back. Author's note. Here's the next chapter. I've updated so much the past week because I've been on spring break, but starting Monday it'll probably be back to one update per day. I'll warn you that you might not be thrilled with the ending of this chapter. R&R. Ooh, I wonder what could happen. Chapter 5. Back to school. Yugi and Yami were both sound asleep in their rooms. It had been 2 weeks since the shooting at the Domino High School, and the students were going to start going back to school. My, they got over it quickly. Everyone was rather worried about how Yugi would react to going back to the high school because they knew that Yugi didn't remember anything, so they weren't sure how he'd be treated because of his memory loss. The alarm clock in the room went off. Yami reached over to the table between the two beds and turned the alarm clock off. He sighed. Well, back to school, Yami thought. He still hated the reason why he had been off for the last 2 weeks. Really? I thought by now he'd have loved the fact that his boyfriend has lost all memory of him. Silly Yami. Oh well. He sat up and climbed out of bed. He walked over to Yugi's bed and gently shook him. Yugi, wake up, Yami said. Slowly, Yugi opened his eyes and looked up at Yami. Beautiful, Yami thought, looking into Yugi's amethyst eyes. Yami, what is it? Yugi asked. We have to get ready for school. Grandpa will be yelling at us to get up anyway, Yami said. Oh, okay, Yugi said. He got up out of bed. Well, I'm going to go and get Atamu and Heiba up, Yami said. Don't they have an alarm clock? Yugi asked. Yes, but they rarely remember to set it, and even when they do remember to set it, they never wake up to it, Yami answered. Those kooky Egyptians. Oh, Yugi said. Yami then left the room. Yugi went to the closet and got out his school uniform. He went into the connecting bathroom and changed into the school uniform. When he walked out of the bathroom, Yami was walking back into the room. Are they up? Yugi asked. I got them up, Yami answered. Okay, I'm going on downstairs, Yugi said. Sure thing, Yami said. Yugi then left the room. Yami sighed. This is going to be hard. I bet it is. I don't know how I'm going to make it through all this with Yugi not knowing that we are together, Yami thought. He then started to get ready himself. Morning, Grandpa, Yugi said as he walked into the kitchen. Morning, Yugi. Are you ready for school today? Solomon asked. I suppose so. I don't really know how I feel about this, considering as far as I'm concerned, this is my first day of high school, Yugi said. Solomon smiled. Don't worry, Yugi. It'll be fine. You will have your brother and all your friends there to help you, Solomon said. Yeah, I know. Yami's going with me early to school so that he can show me where all my classes are, Yugi said. That's good, Solomon said. Yugi sighed. I still wish that I could remember. It's driving me crazy not knowing about the last 3 years of my life, Yugi said. I'm sure that it'll come back to you soon, Yugi. You just need to give it time, Solomon said. I'm sorry, Grandpa. It's just frustrating for me right now, Yugi said. Solomon smiled kindly at his grandson. I understand, Yugi, and so do all your friends. It'll be all right, Solomon said. Thanks, Grandpa, Yugi said. Solomon then set a plate of pancakes on the table. Now eat, Solomon said. Yugi's eyes lit up. Thanks, Grandpa, Yugi said before he started eating. Solomon smiled. Pancakes are still Yugi's favorite breakfast, Solomon thought. He chuckled to himself. Of course, pancakes have been his favorite breakfast food since he was 5, Solomon thought. Before long, Yami walked into the room. Morning, Yami, Solomon said. Morning, Grandpa, Yami said, sitting down beside Yugi. Are Heiba and Atamu up? Solomon asked, sitting a plate of pancakes in front of Yami. I went into their room and got them up, but I don't know if they've gotten up yet, Yami replied. Atamu, Heiba, get up! You have to go to school! Solomon shouted up the stairs. Yugi was startled by that. I'm not used to him having to get more than one person up for school, Yugi said. Yami smiled. Don't worry, Yugi. You'll get used to it, Yami said. He was thankful that Yugi hadn't caught his slip. However, Yugi had noticed. What was Yami about to say? I was about to call me something else, but what? Huh? What's that mean? Anyway, Yugi asked himself. He had noticed that Yami would start to call him something, but would quickly say his name to try and cover up his mistake. A few moments later, Atamu and Heiba walked into the room. About time, Yugi said. He and Yami were almost done with their breakfast, while Atamu and Heiba were just starting. Not everyone likes to get up early, Heiba retorted. Who said I like getting up? I just know I have to, and I get up, Yugi said. All right, boys, no need to get snippy with each other, Solomon said. Yugi and Yami were soon done. Well, we're heading on, Yami said. Why so early? Atamu asked. Because I don't know where anything is, so Yami's showing me around, Yugi answered. Oh, Atomu said. We'll see you guys later, Yami said before the two left the house. I wonder how today is going to go, Atomu commented. I don't know. I'm more concerned with how the students are going to react to the fact that Yugi doesn't have his memory, Haber said. Do you think that someone would? Solomon asked. Unfortunately, I do, Grandpa, and I don't want that to happen to Yugi, Haber said. We'll try and stop that from happening, Atomu assured him. I know, but I just worry, Haber said. Don't worry. As long as we're all close, no one is going to do anything to him, Atomu said. Yugi and Yami were on their way to the school. Thanks for doing this for me, Yami, Yugi said. I don't mind, Yugi. I'm glad to help, Yami said, smiling at him. Yugi felt his heart flutter at that smile. Why do I always feel like this with him? Do I like him? How can I like him? I don't even know him. At least not now, Yugi thought. The two arrived at Domino High School. Come on, Yugi, Yami said. The two walked into the deserted school building. I've always thought that schools are rather creepy when there's no one here, Yugi said. I know what you mean. It just doesn't seem like a real happy place to be when no one is around, Yami agreed. Yugi laughed. School's not a happy place to be regardless. I don't think that there is anyone who likes to come to school, Yugi said. Yami smiled. I suppose you're right, Yami said. He started to show Yugi around the school so he knew where all his classes were. You have at least one of us in your classes, so one of us will be around to help you all the time, Yami said. Okay, that's good, Yugi said. He looked over at Yami. Why is it that you know my schedule so well? Yugi asked. Yami hadn't even thought of that. Well, I guess since we're roommates, I know your schedule pretty well, Yami replied. You guess? Oh, okay, Yugi said. Yami kept on showing Yugi around. Before long, Yami had showed Yugi around the entire school. Thanks, Yami. I really appreciate this, Yugi said. Yami smiled. No problem, Yugi, Yami said. Yugi smiled back. The two walked back out of the school and found that the schoolyard had started to fill up. I guess everyone is starting to get here now, Yami said. Will the others be getting here now? Yugi asked. They should be, Yami replied. He looked and saw Ryu and Malik were already there. There's Ryu and Malik, Yami said. Wow, obvious character locations are obvious. The two walked over to them. Hey guys, Malik said. Where are Atomu and Haber? They usually come with you, Ryu said. Yugi and I came here early so I could show Yugi around and help him find his classes. Atomu and Haber should be coming before long, Yugi replied. I know Yami should be the one saying that sentence, but damn it, Yugi's written in the fanfic, so Yugi it is. Oh, Ryu said. Hey everyone. The group turned to find that Seto, Joey, Serenity and Mokuba were heading towards them. Hey, glad to see you were able to get Joey out of bed after being out of school for 2 weeks, Yami said. It wasn't easy either, Seto said. Where are... Serenity started. Hey! They saw that Atomu, Haber, Taya and Tristan were walking up to them. Well, looks like everyone is here, Malik said. Yugi looked confused. What about Bakura and Merrick? Don't they come to this school? Yugi asked. Yeah, they come to this school. They are notorious for being late. They haven't been on time to school a day in their lives, Ryu said. Oh, I didn't realize that, Yugi said. Yeah, they don't want to ruin their rep by being on time, Malik said. The bell rang. Come on, let's get to class, Seto said. The group then headed inside. They went to their lockers. Yami showed Yugi which locker was his. I don't have a clue what the combination is, Yugi said. Don't worry, I know it, Yami said. You do? Yugi asked. Yeah, we all know each other's combinations, Ryu said. Oh, okay, Yugi said. Yami told Yugi the combination to his locker. Yugi opened the locker and got out what he needed for the first class. Yugi then headed to his first class he had with Haber, Taya, Seto, and Ryu. Well, that's over, Yugi said as he walked out of the class. Yes, announce the obvious. Don't worry, Yugi, you did fine, Taya said. Yeah, thanks to you guys teaching me, Yugi said. We'll help you out when you need it, Seto said. Ryu, Haber, and Taya were shocked that Seto would offer to help. One sharp glare from Seto stopped them from saying anything. They met up with the others. How went the first class? Bakura asked. Because I am obviously a Shakespearean actor. How went the day, sir? It was fine, Yaya said. I was talking to the runt, Bakura said. Yugi was startled by the way he referred to him. Don't worry about it, Yugi. That's how Bakura always talks to you, Atomu said. Oh, Yugi said as he sat down. The group sat around and talked while they waited for their next class. Yugi kept glancing over at Yami. Why is it that I feel so happy when I'm with Yami? I'm calm and at ease. It's weird. I don't know Yami that well, but he always makes my heart flitter. That's a new word for me. I wish I understood what I'm feeling for him, Yugi thought. Before long, the bell rang. Come on, let's go, Ryu said. The group then headed into the building. Before joining his friends for lunch, Yugi had gone to the bathroom. Afterwards, he headed for where they were, but was intercepted. Hi, Yugi, a girl said. If you're wondering about the voice, it will all become clear in a moment. Yugi turned to face a blonde with green eyes. Yes, Yugi said. Do you remember me? The girl asked sweetly. No, though she knew good and well that Yugi didn't have the first clue as to who she was. No, I'm afraid I don't, Yugi said. My name is Clarice, and you told me that you would go out with me, but then you lost your memory, Clarice said, the smile never leaving her face. Really? Yugi said. Yes. So when do you want to set up the date? Clarice asked. Clarice, I'm not going out with you, Yugi said. Clarice looked shocked. Why? Clarice demanded, glaring. Because I know that I'm gay, so there is no way that I would go out with a girl. I know you're lying, Yugi said. But, Clarice stuttered. Now leave me alone, Yugi said before he walked off. His friends were all looking at him. What? Yugi asked. We saw you talking to Clarice, Haber said. So? Yugi asked. What were you talking about? Taya asked. Oh, she was just asking if she could have my liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Oh, no, sorry. She tried to tell me that before the shooting I had told her I'd go out with her. I know that I'm gay, and I'm assuming that the girl was lying and that I haven't changed my preference, Yugi said. No, you haven't, Haber assured him. Okay, I figured she was lying, Yugi said. Well, at least you knew that, Yami said. Yeah, Yugi agreed. Inside, Yami was thankfully. Was he? I didn't know you could be that. Anyway, I knew that girl was going to try that. I can't stand her. She was constantly coming on to Yugi before because she wanted him, but he was with me. I'm glad that Yugi remembers he is gay, Yami thought. He wasn't sure that he would be able to handle it if someone managed to lie their way into getting Yugi to date them. I wonder if this is foreshadowing some possibility later. Just forget about it, Yugi said. The group started to eat their lunch then. Yugi, Haber, Atomu and Yami were walking home together. So, what did you think of today, Yugi? Atomu asked. It's okay, I guess. I'm just going to have to do a lot of studying so that I can catch up with where I am in school. I don't have the first clue as to what we're doing, Yugi said. Well, if we can help you, we will, Yami said. Thanks, Yugi replied. You might want to go to Yami, Seto, Ryu or Taya. They're your best bet at learning everything, Atomu said. He's right about that, Haber agreed. Okay, I'll remember that, Yugi said. The four went inside the store part. Hello, boys. How was school? Solomon asked. It was fine, Haber said. Solomon then looked at Yugi. What about you, Yugi? How did things go? Solomon asked. Well, it went okay. I had a little trouble keeping up the classes because I don't remember the material, but some studying should help with that, Yugi said. That's good. Nothing else? Solomon asked. Just a girl that tried to tell Yugi he had promised to date her before the shooting, Haber said. Ah, I suppose you set her straight, Solomon said. Ironic choice of words. Of course I did. I'm gay, so there's no way that I was going to date a girl, Yugi said. Well, at least you knew, Solomon said. Clarice had been after you for a while before, so she must have thought that since you couldn't remember, she could trick you into dating her, Atomu said. Well, it didn't happen, Yugi said. Solomon chuckled. That's good, Solomon said. Anyway, I'm heading upstairs. I'm going to do some studying. Hopefully I can catch up, Yugi said before heading upstairs. Solomon looked at the other three. Did everything really go okay? Solomon asked. Other than Clarice trying to trick him, yeah, everything was fine, Yami said. I hope you kept a rein on your temper, Yami, Solomon said. I didn't know what she had tried to pull until after Yugi told us, so there was no reason to get upset, Yami said. If it had worked, you would have snapped, Atomu said. Yami glared at him. Hey, we all know that it's the truth, Yami, Atomu said. Yami sighed. Okay, so it's the truth, Yami admitted. At least you do admit it, Atomu said. Go on upstairs and do your homework, Solomon said. The other three headed upstairs as well.